ugly feet. Oh guys, my feet are so ugly, but the shoes are good. Hey, what do you think of my shoes, guys? Look at my feet. They're so sore and I'm tired. It's been a long day. I miss you all. I'm on my way home. I'm so tired. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking each of my milestones. I'm listening to some jazz music. I have a chauffeur. It's so good. It's driving well. I won't show you. I know you want to know. You want to know. Let me see. Who's here? Hello. Edward Brooks, say hello. Hey, Edward. How are you? Guys, what do you think? Look at my feet. Guys, I have the ugly feet. Oh, my goodness. My feet look better than hers. Oh, yeah, the boots. Oh, poor. What do you think? You like my feet? You like my shoes? Harlem is watching. Hey, Harlem. Oh, wow, Harlem. Akil, you in Harlem, and Edward. Listen, guys, I just want to give the shout out to Harlem Hospital. Out of all the hospitals I contacted, oh, there's something in my nose. I'm sorry. I contacted let me just reduce the music a little bit. Oh, I messed it up. Such a beautiful music playing. Akil, stay online. Let's talk. I contacted Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. I contacted Mount Sinai Hospital, but I contacted few patients there. And I also contacted Harlem Hospital. Harlem Hospital rocked. I spoke with the lady at the breast clinic. She just flew. She's a nurse. She's committed. She loves the work. She brought the cancer survivors. I had cancer survivors all the way from Boston coming all the way to New York, and they traveled and they paid for the hotels to stay just to be at our event. It was such a great success. I am just so grateful to our Heavenly Father for opening the doors, but the support was just amazing. You must remember that I'm new in New York. I have not even been here for even 5 years. It's just a year and a half that I'm in New York. And look at the outcome and the outpouring and the support, the love, the energy. People come out in numbers. Oh, New York, I love you. New York, I love you. But the New York success on my cancer awareness and my vision will not be possible without South Africa. When they were introducing me, they were saying she was on Oprah Magazine, but I was on Oprah Magazine South Africa, and that is the power right there. I want to thank South African media for supporting me. Somebody wants to go live. You want to go live, Jimmy? You can go. I want to thank South African media. I want to thank you, Solezwe, for all the stories you released, our cancer services. I want to thank Ilanga. I want to thank Igagasi FM, Iradio Ukozi. I want to thank everyone who stood by me when I was just a young girl in medical school, raising an awareness of cancer, and people were laughing at me. They're saying, what is she talking about? There's no cancer in Africa. Africa doesn't have cancer. Look now what's going on. I spoke like a prophet that things are going to go bad. Before things go bad, let's do something now. This was when in 2004 when I started raising an awareness of cancer. And I was saying, let's do something now and prevent. But it's very difficult for a woman's voice to be heard. And it's also very difficult for a Black female to be heard. Sometimes we wait too long before things go wrong. Jimmy, I know you're on the line, and I appreciate you coming online, and I really am grateful because you also owe me. You owe me an interview on your show. We're gonna talk about
but,
it.
but we did, but we did an interview. But we did it, Nje. You remember we did it?
No, we did it in 2015.
Yeah.
We should be
But
doing an interview.
I just want to ask. I just want to ask for the benefit of others.
Let me finish. Let me talk to Akil. Let me finish, Jimmy.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
want to say, I'm directing this message through you, but I'm speaking to my Heavenly Father. I said, God, thank you for putting that tenacity and that patience and that energy and that zeal and that persistence in my heart. And I thank God for Harlem Hospital for the support. I want to say that I thank God for Sephora for opening its doors to me, because I hosted that event. I sponsored the event, and they gave me the shop, they gave me the seats, they did the makeup for my cancer survivors. I chose the cancer survivors. This was not Sephora's event. This was Sephora saying, we welcome you. Come to our doors. We want to work with you, and we're gonna be doing far more. And I'm so grateful. I want to just say thank you, thank you, thank you. It's difficult to organize. It costs a lot of money, but it's so worth it at the end. And cancer survivors came all the way. They didn't choose to go to maybe a cancer awareness at Harvard because they're in Boston, but they decided to come to a person they didn't even know. All the people I worked with never met me before. We only communicate over email. But I'm not only thanking the people that I see with my eyes, because I believe God is far bigger than that. My God is beyond the people I see, beyond the people I know, beyond the people who speak my language. My God is bigger than that. And our God, all of us, because we are all doing this, because without you even watching this live feature, I wouldn't do it. I don't take the credit. I am just a leader, and I'm just fulfilling the vision that I see in my eyes and in my heart. But without your support, Jimuhle Lafo, yeah, I wouldn't do this, because you give me the courage to stand when I post something and you like it. That's courage for me. I just want to say, whatever credits, whatever media that portrays me, I carry you with me, because I wouldn't do it alone. And I know each and every person who's helped me. I don't forget. And just know, as much as the Oprah magazine will say Dr. Mazibuko, but Dr. Mazibuko knows she couldn't do it alone. She needed support. So I'm back to you, my brother. Oh, I love everybody. Sure. Yeah, I want to call each and every one of you by names. Okay, ngizosho ukuthi usisubani and umamubani, but
Thandeka.
Philani muhle, ngiyabonga Philani.
We Thandeka.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you, as umkhaya wami, yabo, ukuthi what is it that is pushing you to do all these things? I remember ukuthi we were on radio interviewing you about cancer, symptoms and stuff, yabo. Now you are in overseas doing the same thing. Yini kwenza ube na this passion?
I've seen too much. You see, when I was in medical school, I followed about 7 cancer patients kwanyuswa. Those 7 cancer patients, if you listen to my story, it started with a cancer patient who came with a bottle of worms and dropped the bottle of worms on top of my desk. What are we going to do? No parking here. Okay, forget. Okay, we have a challenge of a parking. I apologize. We have a really challenge of parking. I'm so sorry. There's no parking around here, and I need to go to 14th Street. Do I really have to go to 14th Street? To the 4th? Hold on, just a second. Hold on, just a second, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Do you have time or you don't have
What
time?
time is it? 2:15.
Yeah.
I can take you down before we start. I can take you down to 14th if you're going to go down there now. If you're not going to go to 34th Street.
Let's forget 34th. I want to talk to these guys.
14th and what?
Just 14.
Okay.
Just the cube or whatever. All right. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I apologize. This is an in-house management. I have to manage my situation first before managing the page. Okay, so yeah, I was saying in around 2003, 2002, when I decided, I was still a medical student, I decided I'm going to follow up the cancer patients because nobody believed me. I said, I'm just going to do it on my own. I'm going to follow up these patients and see, you and see how are they doing. And my aim for that was to prove to myself that we do have a problem. And I wanted to understand why are the patients from KwaNyuswa bayolashwa le e-Arkay Khan. I didn't understand that. Why, when based in KwaNyuswa, a person has to take a bus or a taxi and they have to pay on their own pocket? Past Borders Hill, past Hillcrest, past Kloof, past Pinetown, go all the way to Arkay Khan. When there's Marion Hill, there's King Edward, there's all the other hospitals. And then it's Arkay Khan. And I realized we do have a problem because all those cancer patients I followed, 7 of them died without treatment.
Oh.
They were never treated. I remember this lady had a cervical cancer. She was bleeding so bad. You okay? She was bleeding so bad. And I will take her with my car to Arkay Khan and ask them, guys, take her to oncology. They will not refer to oncology because every time they called oncology, oncology said, we cannot accept her. We do not have a space. That broke my heart. I realized, okay, we have a problem here. And the problem is not because of lack of resources. And the problem is not because we do not have enough doctors or anything. The problem is the system. It is not organized. I realize there's a disorder in the system. There's a disorder in demarcation, and there's a disorder in referral system. And also in oncology, they are distanced from the community. So I saw the pain. I remember one lady used to go to my mother's house. Yazi Jimmy, abantu mebegule ekhaya bebenzani bayagijima beze kulo owazi mawuyiphoyisa beza kini bazobika icala. If you are a nurse, they want to come to you in your own house. So they used to come to my mother's house because they knew I was in medical school, remember. They thought I was a doctor. This is when my grandmother died. I don't know if you remember. My grandmother died when I was in medical school. And my grandmother died because i-ambulance ibingakwazi ukungena ekhaya. Uyakhumbula? We lived on the deep end. My home was hilly. Because of the hills, I'm so sorry. I'm aware there are people who are talking to me on the line, but I just want to fulfill this. There's so many of you. I may not be able to answer and read all of you, but I appreciate you and note you. I can see you. But I want to share this question. What drives me? What drives me is my village. I have my village in my heart. It is so real and it's so honest. And my village taught me who I am. My village made me the person that I am. KwaNyuswa is so embedded in my soul. I don't care so much about the trouble and the suffering that I went through. It matters, but giving up makes me think, how many people are going to suffer if I do give up? And that stopping makes me think no one else is going to do it. Because I know we do not have a doctor who's willing to make so much sacrifice. It's not easy to organize an event. And those who've tried, they do know that. And it's not easy to organize an event with a zero budget. That's what I always have. I never have money when I organize these events. I never used to have a funding because it's difficult to get funding for people of color and minorities in cancer industry. And it's also difficult to get funding as an African or a Black female or a black. If I was another skin color, it would be much easier. But with persistence and support and media writing, my name has created good credential. And the other thing is I'm ethical and honest. I will never use the funding that I'm given and use it for anything else but the purpose that is made for. Also, you have to be honest. But what makes me not give up is those patients who died in my eyes, in my arms. And I know that their death to me is a testimony that we have to do something. So I cannot stop. And my own grandmother died. I don't want people to die like my grandmother. My grandmother died of diabetes, something that is curable, but she died because I was in the poor area, which was not serviced by the hospital. We didn't have an ambulance. The ambulance told me to pick up your grandmother. I picked up my own grandmother, waited for the car to come from Chesterville to come pick it up while she's on DKA. And I could see all the symptoms. Diabetic ketoacidosis is when someone is in a coma. My grandmother went into a coma in front of me, and I was a medical student. It's more painful if you lose people because of services like that. Which is why it frustrates me about the leadership that we have to do something now, because waiting and not changing the system and the status quo when we have 8,000 patients on the waiting list right now, we are doomed, because it means if you and I are getting diagnosed today, we are adding to the 8,000 every single day. And each and every person who's diagnosed and not treated, the cancer multiplies like 500 copies each day in their bodies. It's like unbelievable when you think about it. But when I came to New York, I must tell you, wherever there's humans, the story is the same. It's just the different way that is being told and the different way that is being played. Honestly, God bless you for this. I really appreciate it. And if my phone died and I'm using the special person seated next to me, I'm using his phone because my phone died. And that's why I was negotiating. I'm going live. It's not my phone that I'm using. But I want to say, there is no difference between New York, Japan, South Africa when it comes to disease profile, especially when it comes to cancer. Cancer is cancer everywhere you go. It doesn't matter whether it's in the white person, Indian, Japanese, or New Yorker or South African. It's the same. And I want to say something that as Africans or Black or minorities or people of color, your challenges are my challenges. It doesn't matter what accent you speak with. It doesn't matter what language you speak on, what food you eat. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter how rich you are. We still have our own innate challenges that we're facing as people of color when it comes to diseases, and especially when it comes to cancer. This is why wherever I will go, I will always be accepted, because the message is the same. And the need I'm fulfilling is for people who are minorities, who are people who are third world, or people who are poor. We do have poor people in the Bronx. We do have poor people everywhere, even in Manhattan. We get people living in the shelters in Manhattan. So don't be fooled and think because you're in Africa, you are more disadvantaged. I've seen more poverty sometimes in New York, in the place where there's a billionaire across the streets, and across the streets is the most poor who don't even get paid. And they live all in the same vicinity. I'll make an example like eMhlanga. Uthothe eMhlanga sonke sihlala ndawonye. But eMhlanga, across the streets indawo yabahluphekayo, and across the streets indawo yabarich, but we live in the same area. So there are shelters in New York, and people who live in those shelters are not well-to-do. They are trying, they're surviving, they're working, but they do not have the capacity to survive. And those people, the system usually kick them out of many resources. They get support, but not enough. And those are the people that I'm interested in. So because I believe we should not lose anybody. Nobody should die just because they cannot afford healthcare. So if me and you are going to charge everybody, then we're not going to get we're not going to make a difference if we charging everybody. I'm going to keep quiet and take questions and then read. Jamie, welcome. This is my neighbor.
I'm okay now. I'm okay now.
Yeah?
I'm okay now.
You're okay
I'm
now?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll
I'm
continue
happy,
to
Jimmy.
listen.
When are we doing the interview for your listeners?
Very soon, my dear.
Yeah, bong.
But thank you so much. Yes. No.
ukuthi-ke noma-ke ngingambonanga ngingakhulumanga naye kodwa nje ngizamile bandla wazala yena shem
How shame.
kuko konke nje kuko konke akukho lutho hi Sebathu, there's representing Botswana. Bye bye my friend, take care. Talk about cancer on your show. I just want to talk about the issue of training of radiation oncologists. It's so important. If you're a medical student, you're watching, it's so important that you go. Do leave comments. I just want to read a few, just a few, some few comments. Belebane gave me a heart. I receive your heart and I appreciate it. Mark Ogiyonke Lesebane Tsoteti, powerful doctor, you've been called. I want to be like you. Cure the disease. I want to be like following your dream. I assume that you're a medical student. To medical students, I wrote a letter to Health Profession Council and I asked them if they could educate medical students on cancer because they're not trained. Medical students are not trained about cancer as an undergrad. That would be a breakthrough. I'm taking your comments. Please make comments. Stay encouraged. Sean Davis. Hi, Sean. Nice. Oh, Sean Davis, thank you. There are a lot of people watching, and I acknowledge you. Isaac Machafa in Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great work, oh, Isaac. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. We lived together. He lived in my house for a very long time. Umhlenyan Sisi, you look like a model. You're really beautiful. I love you so much. Where Mike? I'm going to sleep, Mina, right now. I'm so tired with all this beauty. I'm taking it home with me. Nobody's going to see it. Yeah, I'm good. Those who are lucky enough to see me, they're lucky and I'm going home. Knox, Tusi, Knox, I appreciate this. I'm watching and the story is heartbreaking. Goba status quo still remains. I know there's nothing we can do. We just have to move on and make a difference. Write what we can, do what we can, help who we can. We cannot change our leadership. If they don't want to change and help the country, we voted them into power. So what can we do? Right? There's nothing we can do. We cannot force them to make the change. It comes from their heart. All we can do is make noise. All we can do is change our vote if we feel unhappy. But go out there and vote and raise your voice. Vote for the leaders that you trust. And I wish you all the best. Mbali, I don't want to be political. I just want to be medical because that's all I know. Balim Tembu say lovely. I appreciate it. Uno Kupiwa say Kubo. Sanbona. God bless you, my dear dog. I just want to say this to the young people. Don't forget. Do not forget that education is your power. That's all I want to say. Do not forget to study. I missed out so much on life for so many reasons, but at the end of the day, I have the knowledge that nobody can take away. It opens doors. It breaks some doors too, because some doors, if they don't open, we have to break them. It sounds a bit painful, but full of motivation. Zanele, yes, it is painful. Our patients are suffering, and I think we can do something. We can go and vote. Also, we can raise an awareness, but all of us, we can unite too. God bless you, Doc. Much love. My village is embedded in me. Mncinyane kwanyuswa. Mana njalo Thandeka ngiyabonga kusho uCall Man. Olisile Madlala, Sawubona, Zanele Felicia. Oh, there's so many of you guys. I can't finish it. Kukumhlaba. Oh, I love you, my Poloba. Who's my Poloba now? Where Kukumlaba? You calling me Mapoloba? I'm not Mapoloba. Kanta kangazi no Kuku Jesu kodwa hawu. Mngani wami. You are my friend on Facebook and you don't know
It's 2:30 p.m.
Who's my poloba? My poloba is Ngobo, not me. To tell your story. So sweet.
I gotta get across.
Keep commenting, keep following, and keep sharing and make love. I want to say this just in closing. Breast examination is very important. Go clockwise or go anti-clockwise. Understanding lying down, especially if the breasts are too big, you can lie down. When you go clockwise, you feel your breast in a circular motion. Make your hand look like some kind of a cup like that so it can feel up. You feel your breast all around. Also, when you feel your breast, also go to the neck. You feel for the nodes behind this muscle and in front of it, and feel if there's anything you feel. Sometimes there'll be nodes. Go on your armpit and check there. Also do your pap smear. For young men, testicular cancer, you palpate your testicles once a month, exactly like the breast. Remember, breast cancer do occur in men too. Don't forget that. So men, feel your testicles, because you can also develop lumps there. Older men, prostate cancer is the culprit. Watch out for it. I love you. I love your families. Please live a longer life. You know what's the most painful thing is having a doctor not checked. 2 days ago, I felt a lump in my breast, my left breast. And I felt it. It was very sharp and painful. I realized, okay, this one must be a muscle. But I felt it and I palpated it. The right, sure. Yep. The right side, I felt a lump on my breast last year. And I went to the hospital, they did a biopsy, and they removed the lump. They found that it was not cancerous. And I appreciate that, because it's so important for us to feel ourselves. Men, don't say, I don't have breast. You do have breast. You have breast tissue. It's very important that you feel your own breast too. Somebody's saying very nice. I don't know who it is. But I appreciate you all for coming in. I may not name you all by your name. Uspokuhle Ngobo Nchingila, Winnie Gasela, thank you so much. Oh, Winnie Gasela says very nice. Khona ngibize ngomapholoba ayibongi kwatile shame kuthiwa mina ngungcobo. Mina nguqwabe mina. So pap smear is very important. My dad is Kuzwayo, ngumazibuko ngomama wami. Cervical cancer is very important. Do your pap smear, please. I love you so much. I wish you all the best. There's so many other cancers I cannot mention. Ovarian cancer. There's so many cancers. Rhabdomyosarcomas. We've got uterine cancers. We've got colon cancer. You have to do a colonoscopy. It's so important that you go to your doctor. Please go to your doctor, please, and say, doctor, please check me. Please go to your doctor and say, check me, or check yourself at home. And also, I want to speak to the husbands, the boyfriends, the girlfriends. When you play with each other and you play with the breast, or you feel your partner's breast, please make sure that you feel when you play more and play well and save a life. Feel for those lumps. The stats has told us that the cancers that are detected by a partner, those cancers are detected at an early stage. But the ones that are detected by the survivor or the cancer patients or the community or the woman or the man, they're usually advanced by the time they find them. So it means if you play with each other's breast, which I encourage, please feel for the breast tissue and feel for the lump. I will make an example. You think of the ocean, think of the sand at the beach. If you're on the sand at the beach and there's a smooth stone, that's how the lump feels like. The sand, within the sand there's a stone. We want that stone, which is usually the cancer. So the cancer will feel like smoothish, but don't say, oh, I have so many lumps, and you feel the lumps which are like the sand all over. Zimbabwe, Tanzania, I'll be coming very, very soon. I owe you guys. Tanzania especially. I'm working on Tanzania right now, and I'm hoping that very soon. Namibia, I love you, and I know you support, and I thank you for that, and may God bless you. New York, I love you with all of my heart. I know there are some people from Ohio. I know there's some people from Atlanta. There's some people from Texas. If I didn't mention your place, just let me know. I know German too. I have some friends from Germany. And I thank you for all the support. Someone saying, please be careful in New York, right? Please be careful in Midtown today. No, I'm aware, David. Thank you, David. David is amazing. We did shows together. David is in Harlem. David is running, has taken a lot of my pictures, and a lot of pictures, I'm sweating now, a lot of pictures of Aisha when we do the show on WHCR on Mondays to raise an awareness of cancer. I appreciate all the videos that you've taken. And David, we couldn't have an event, a second event. We had 2 events organized today, one at 34th and one on Columbus Circle. There were 4 bombs, not scares, bombs that were found on the same building where the event was supposed to take place today. We could not host the event because of the bomb threat. And not just the threats, they did find. They found how many?
I don't know how many.
I saw them on the news. They said 4 bombs on the same building. One was in another area. One was in Columbus Circle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were planted in different places. And the one bomb was going to be in the building where we were hosting the event.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And everybody was evicted out of the building, so we couldn't host the second event, but the first one was a success. I just want to say good night. Love you. I'm going to go live a little bit more. I'm going to try. And I'm going to try charging my phone more often. Please don't comment about my feet.